All right, let's go, guys. First of all, just have a look at exercise 4 again, and then just tell me a little bit. Exercise 4, look at this picture and answer the questions below. Number 1, what do you think this person does? And number 2, what are the dangers involved in a job like this? So last time you already discussed, right? So now we just go through this real quick, yeah? Now, Sabri, what do you think? What do you think this person does? Yeah, scuba diver, yeah, kind of, yeah.
In the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he is having fun.
He's having fun? I don't know, yeah, it doesn't matter, go.
He's having fun in the water. And it seems like he is like in the ground, in the really bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, so that is the kind of job that involves working in the water, right? Maybe this guy is a scientist or maybe a biologist or something like that, okay? All right, now, tell me, the next one, what are the dangers involved in a job like this? Just look at this and you see it's very dangerous, right? So what are the dangers involved in a job like this? Tell me.
Maybe if they don't have enough oxygen,
Mm-hmm.
they will die or something.
Yeah, yes.
Or kind of new species of fish are like dangerous.
Yes.
Kind of dangerous fish like shark or something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah. So the danger. Yeah. Some kinds of dangers we can think of is probably the oxygen supply could be cut off, right? Yeah. Imagine what would happen if you stay very deep at the bottom of the ocean or somewhere very deep in the sea, right? And then you run out of oxygen, or your oxygen supply is cut off. So what would happen? Yeah, you don't have oxygen. So that's very dangerous. Or you could lose contact with your boat, right? You could lose contact with your boat because you are deep in the sea. So you cannot, there's no way for you to contact someone up there, in the boat up there. Okay? So it's dangerous. If you need help, then probably nobody is there to help you. Or you could be attacked, right? You could be attacked by sea creatures like sharks or some creatures like that, right? Any kinds of things in the sea may attack you. Or you could have an accident or be unable to get to the surface of the water, right? It's dangerous. So that kind of job is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Okay? So that's what we discussed last time, right? So
The submarine do?
what?
What should the submarine do?
Yeah, it's there to support them, but
Upon what? Don't let it go.
it's there to support them. Yeah. So something like that. All right. So you can just note something there. Just note something there. All right. Something like your oxygen supply could be cut off, or you could lose contact with your boat. You could be attacked by sea creatures like sharks. You could have an accident and be unable to get to the surface of the water. So something like that. Yeah. Now let's. So that's what we discussed last time, right? Now let's move on to exercise 5 now. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Phúc, read that.
You are going to read a passage about a woman called Sylvia Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Before you read the passage, look at the title and the subheading. What do you think the passage will talk about?
Yes, you are going to read a passage about a woman called Sylvia Earle. Before you read the passage, look at the title and the subheading. Do you understand the subheading? So no, now what? Look at the passage now. Look at the passage now. Tell me, what is the title? Yes, Sylvia Earle, Underwater Hero. Okay, so that is the title. Now tell me, what is the subheading in this case? What is the subheading? Look at that. Look at the passage. What? Which one? Which one is the subheading? Yeah, in the passage. Where is that? What? No. Home, go.
She had spent her working life studying the world ocean.
Yes, that is the subheading. So the title is the biggest one on top, right? And the subheading is the one right below that. Just, okay, so she has spent her working life studying the world's ocean. So that's the subheading. Okay, so what is the main purpose of a subheading? Tell me. Now you can read that and you see, right? Now, what is the main purpose of a subheading in a passage? What is it for? No. What is it for? It's kind of some short explanation or short introduction. Okay? Because when you look at the title, probably you don't really get it. You don't really get anything. You just read that one. But if you read the subheading, then probably you have some kind of idea of what the passage is about. Okay? It's a little bit clearer, but it's not everything, right? It doesn't cover everything, of course, but at least you have kind of a short summary of the whole passage. For example, if you read the title here, Sylvia Earle, Underwater Hero. Okay, we know this passage is about that woman, right? Or that man, I don't know. Okay, but this name, I think probably that's a woman. Okay, now, if you read the subheading, you know, she has spent. Oh, okay, so we know this is a woman. So it's clearer, right? It's clearer. She has spent her working life studying the world's oceans. Okay, so we know a little bit about her, right? She has spent her working life doing what? Studying the world's oceans. So that's what she does. That's her job. You understand? So based on that, we can guess the main idea of the whole passage. You understand? Now you need to discuss with each other and answer all of the 3 questions here. What do you think the passage will talk about? A woman who has an interesting hobby, and B, a scientist who wants to know more about the sea. C, a student who wants to become an underwater explorer. So discuss which one, A, B, or C. Just based on, because here they say before you read the passage, look at the title and the subheading. Just based on the title and the subheading, you just choose A, B, or C, and then you continue with exercise 6. All right? Now do it quickly, and then I'll be back. Go. Discuss with each other first and say why.
Why?
All right. Now tell me which one did you choose, A, B, or C, and why?
C.
A, B, C. My God. Okay. Who chose A? Duy Tân, you chose A, right? Read that aloud, Duy Tân.
Lấy nhỏ woman who has interesting hobby.
A woman who has an interesting hobby. So you think based on that, okay? You think you based on the title and the subheading. Here you have the name and the water hero, and then you read the subheading. She has spent her working life studying the world's oceans, and you think that is about a woman who has an interesting hobby. You jump deep into the water just for your hobby and studying the world's oceans the whole life for your hobby. That is interesting. Okay, someone else. Who says C?
Me.
You. Read that aloud.
A student who wants to become an underwater explorer.
A student who wants to become an underwater explorer. So you think this person is a student? A student, like 18 to 20 or 22 years old, something like that.
I don't know.
And at that age, she has spent her working life. Do you understand her working life? Her working life, that is when they say, guys, read the subheading again. She has spent her working life. When you see her working life, that means that it's like 20 or 30 years. Because normally a person would work for 20 years, 30 years, or even 40 years. So she has spent her working life, the whole working life for that. And of course, that cannot be a student, because a student should be studying at school, at university or at college. They cannot spend their whole working life with that. You understand?
But I still see studying.
Yeah, studying. Yes, that's right. But a student who wants to become an underwater explorer. Oh, yeah. Oh. Stop. He read this one, right? He read this one and he thought studying. That means you read the book and you study, right? Can someone explain the meaning, the real meaning of this word, studying? In this case, what does that mean?
Learning the ocean.
Learning about the oceans. Yes. What else? When we say studying, in this case, is that just the same as you just read some books and then you just do writing or something? Is that studying?
No.
Yes or no?
It means that you explore new things.
Yes, that means that you have to explore something new. You have to do some research, right? So studying in this case, I mean doing research. Okay? When they say that she has spent her working life studying, that means that doing a lot of research related to the world ocean. And that, of course, that is not something you can just read from the book. Okay? It doesn't work. You really have to jump in, you really have to do that yourself, and then you experience that, you learn from that. So that's what we call studying. I mean, you go for it, okay? It takes a lot of time, effort, energy, money, all of things to do that. Got it? So of course, a C, when you see the word a student, it doesn't make much sense here. And also a woman who has an interesting hobby. I don't think that, yes, you can have a hobby, but normally for hobby you just do that, just sometime, right? Not all the time. But here they say that she has spent her working life. That means a very long period of time. Her working life, okay? For that, and that cannot be just a hobby. You understand? You can have a hobby of singing, drawing, painting, or playing something, but if you have decided her working life, that is some career already, sometimes career already, right? So it must be professional, it must be very strict, something like that, okay? So we cannot just say that is just a hobby. So the answer here is B, right? Someone here is just asking expedition. What does that mean, guys? Can someone explain that to me again?
Expedition.
Yeah, expedition. What does that mean? Can someone explain it to me, guys?
Where?
Hmm?
Where?
I don't know. It should be somewhere. Because someone is asking me.
Expedition.
So we can, yeah, just give me one similar word of that. Expedition. What does that mean? What?
Just like a museum, but it don't have objects. It just have painting.
No, that's not expedition. Expedition. What does that mean?
I mean, it's like a museum.
What? A what? A trip? Yes, kind of. Yes, a journey. Yes. but of course, when we say expedition, it's not like you're going somewhere for fun. Not like the regular some kind of regular travel, right? It's kind of exploring something new. Okay, guys. All right, go on. Now, exercise 6. Read the passage on page 14. Choose no more than 2 words and or a number from the passage for each answer, right? So you need to read the whole passage on page 14, this one, right? And then what? Choose no more than 2 words and or a number from the passage for each answer. For example, number 1, what career did Sylvia decide to follow after her first dive? Read that and answer all of them. Okay, guys?
Ready.
All ready? Really?
Yeah.
All of you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And let's fix this together. So we have 4 questions here, right? Phúc, it's your turn, right? Yeah?
Read the passage.
No. What's the answer?
Underwater explorer.
Yeah, the answer for number 1 is underwater explorer. Underwater explorer, right? Yeah, okay. You can type it there, underwater explorer. So what career did Sylvia decide to follow after her first dive? That is underwater explorer. Where is that?
The first line in paragraph 2. When she was 16, she finally got a chance to make her first dive. It was this dive that inspired her to become an underwater explorer.
The first paragraph?
No.
Second.
The second paragraph. When she was 16, she finally got a chance to make her first dive. Okay, here we see the first dive, right? And then what? It was this dive that inspired her to become an underwater explorer. Yes, makes sense. Okay? So you can mark that one somewhere. Okay. And then you can underline underwater explorer there. Just make sure that you can find it later on. Okay. So when she was 16, she finally got a chance to make her first dive. It was this dive that inspired her to become an underwater explorer. Now tell me, some similar word. Okay, what career did Sylvia decide to follow after her first dive? This one is so easy, right? I don't need to explain anything, right? Yeah, because here we said that got a chance to make her first dive, and after that inspired her to become an underwater explorer. Too easy. There's nothing here. Okay? So that's the first one, underwater explorer. Number 2, you don't go. How far underwater did she go in order to break a world record, right? So how far is that? 381 meter. Okay, you can write there. 381 meter. Okay. Where is that?
Up to line 5.
Mm-hmm.
She has also made the dishes like ever in the record, looking deep of 381 meters.
Yeah. Okay. So since then, she has spent more than 6,500 hours underwater and has led more than 70 expeditions worldwide. She has also made the deepest dive ever, reaching a record-breaking depth of 381 meters. So the answer is 381 meters, right?
What is that?
Okay, very good. Good question. Wait. So you can mark that area, the spot, and then you can underline 381 meters. Now, South is asking depth. What does that mean?
Deep.
Yeah, that is the noun form of deep. And tell me, deep, what is that? What part of space is that? D- no, deep. I'm asking, is that a noun, verb, adjective, adverb? What's that? No.
Adjective.
Yes, very good. Deep is an adjective, and depth, that is the noun. Yeah? Okay, guys. What?
Where is the one?
Up to the
Okay, depth and deep. She has also made the deepest dive ever, reaching a record-breaking depth of 381 meters. This one is very easy. So here they say how far underwater did she go in order to break a world record, and here's the answer. I don't think I need to explain too much here because when you read the sentence, it's just there already. Okay, we don't have to do much with searching for the synonyms or anything like that. All right, number 3. Stop, go.
What was causing harm to everything living in the sea?
Yeah. What was causing harm to everything living in the sea? What's the answer? Green life?
Marine life.
Marine life. Marine life. Just check. Marine life was causing harm to everything living in the sea? Because marine life, that means the life in the sea. The life in the sea was causing harm to everything living in the sea? Does that make sense? No, of course not. I need something else. Okay, Hom, what's the answer?
the pollution.
Yeah, pollution. Okay, the answer is pollution. Makes sense, right? Pollution was causing harm to everything living in the sea. Yes, it makes sense at least. Now, where? Where can we find the answer?
Paragraph 3,
Mm-hmm.
line number 5.
Yeah.
The damage that pollution was causing to marine life.
Yeah, I know that is the right spot. That I can see the answer, but it doesn't make any sense if you just say the damage that pollution was causing to marine life. It doesn't work. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, so go.
The research they carried out shows the damage that pollution was causing to marine life and especially to coral.
Okay, so the whole sentence. The research they carried out showed the damage that pollution was causing to marine life and especially to coral reefs. Now tell me, this one is interesting. I like it. Okay, you mark that spot. Okay, the right spot, and then you underline pollution. Now, stop. Now we know the answer is pollution, right? But we cannot just put the word pollution there. Can you give me some kind of synonyms or some similar phrases and why we need to choose pollution? For example, like causing harm. Causing harm, what does that mean?
Causing harm.
Yeah, causing harm means show the damage. That is the damage that something was causing. The damage that something was causing, that means causing harm, right? The damage. So that's good. Now tell me, to everything living in the sea. Everything living in the sea means what? Yes, that means marine life. Okay, so you need to underline everything living in the sea in question number 3, and you write marine life there.
What is marine life?
Marine life means everything living in the sea. Marine, that means the sea, something in the sea. And life, that is the life there. Okay? So marine life, that means the life in the sea. Yeah, submarine is something different. Okay? Alright guys. You underline everything living in the sea and then you write marine life. So you understand. What? Wait a minute, sir. Finished, right?
Yeah.
Alright, number 4. Folk.
Whether Sylvia think we should get our fish from, the answer is the fish farms.
The answer is fish farms. Okay? Fish farms. Where does Sylvia think we should get our fish from? From fish farms. Right? Where is that?
The last paragraph,
Yeah.
line number 3.
Yeah.
One way she believes is to rely on fish farms for seafood and reduce the amount of fishing that is done at sea.
Okay, so alright, yeah, so the last paragraph, right? One way she believes is to rely on fish farms for seafood and reduce the amount of fishing that is done out at sea. Yes, you can mark that area. And you can underline fish farms, right? Okay. Now tell me, she thinks we should get our fish from is the same as what? Get our fish from is the same as what? She thinks. First of all, Sylvia think is the same as what? She believes, yes. Okay, Sylvia think over there in the question. That means she believes, right? And then we should get our fish from is the same as what? Yes, we should get our fish from. That means to rely on something for seafood. Okay? is to rely on something for seafood. So that means that we should get our fish from. So that's why the answer is fish farms. Got it? Yeah, all right, makes sense, right? Now, after reading the whole passage, do you have any questions?
The last paragraph, line number 1 at the bottom, then 4 cases.
Right. Nhanh lên Cam, rồi đi ra ngoài lớp cô Yến ngồi học đi. Hai đứa ngồi giỡn phá không à? All right. Any questions?
Line number 1
Yeah.
at the bottom
Yeah.
paragraph. The last paragraph.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of the word importance?
The last paragraph,
Yes.
line number,
1 at the bottom.
line number 1 from the bottom.
Yes. Importance.
Read the sentence.
At the bottom of the answer for question 4, although she no longer eats seafood herself, she realized the importance it plays in our diet.
Yeah, that is not the first line from the bottom or anything. You have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Line number 7, right? The last paragraph, line number 7, the word importance, right? What does that mean?
Important.
Yeah.
Is the noun of important?
Yes. Importance, that's just a noun, and important with T, that is an adjective. That's all. Anything else?
Paragraph 3,
Yeah?
the last line,
Yeah?
having on the oceans supplies, physical supplies.
1, 2, 3, paragraph 3,
Yeah,
line number.
the last line of the paragraph, having on the oceans supplies.
That's not paragraph 3.
Line 4.
Try.
Đâu chỗ nào? Con đếm sao ra nó là paragraph 3 vậy? Đâu paragraph 1 đâu? 2 đâu? 3 đâu? 4 đâu? Ủa, không thấy hả? 1, 2, 3. Đến đây là hết. Đây là thứ tư mà đếm gì vậy? Okay, the last paragraph. The last word, right? Supplies. However, they need to reduce the impact they are having on the ocean supplies. Although she no longer eats seafood herself, she realized the importance it plays in our diets. It would be wrong to tell people they should stop eating fish from the sea, she says. However, they need to reduce the impact they are having on the ocean supplies. What does that mean? Supplies in this case, what does that mean? In this case, we are talking about food or the seafood. So guys, supply, that means we give something to someone else. And supplies, in this case, this is a noun. And what can we, the supplies from the, here they say the ocean supplies. What can the ocean supply, guys? That is seafood, right? So that's why here they say, although she no longer eats seafood herself, she realized the importance it plays in our diets. It would be wrong to tell people, hey, she doesn't want to say, hey, you should not eat fish anymore. But she just say what? However, they need to reduce, that means we, human, people need to reduce the impact we are having on the ocean supplies. I mean, we should not do anything to harm it, to damage the ocean. Okay? So that's what she means. So supplies in this case, that is kind of food, seafood, or anything we can get from the sea. You understand? Supplies, that mean the things we can get from the sea. Okay? Yeah, things we can get from the sea. Or things the sea can give us, can provide us. Okay? Something like food, seafood. For example, seafood. Okay? All right? Okay, anything else? Yeah. Extinct, right? Many species, perhaps say the last word, many species were in danger of becoming extinct. Do you see that? Do you see that word? Extinct. Yeah? Fishing methods meant that people were catching too many fish or want, and many species were in danger of becoming extinct. Becoming extinct, what does that mean?
Die.
Yeah, die. First die and then?
Not being in the world anymore.
Yeah, not being in the world anymore. Disappear. Like dinosaurs. Okay? So extinct means completely disappear. Okay? Completely disappear. So it's no more. We don't have it anymore.
You have dinosaurs.
Many species were in danger of becoming extinct. So becoming extinct, that means there's nothing left. None of them left in the world. Okay? Yeah? Anything else? Yes or no? No? Okay, so we can have a short break, and after that you need to read that as many times as possible, 3 to 5 times or 10 times, something like that, and then you summarize it and tell me. Okay? Good.
We don't know how. We don't know how